Hey, it's Craig. I just wanted to let you know that you can listen to Canadian History X early and ad-free on Amazon Music, included with Prime. Newfoundland has a deep and fascinating history dating back thousands of years to the Beothuk people. 1,000 years ago, the Norse landed and established a settlement that thrived for several years. Jean Cabot came next in 1497, and from there, the European settler history of Newfoundland continued. Which means some buildings on the island predate Canada not by decades, but centuries. And to keep those buildings in shape for decades to come takes a lot of skill. And that expertise is showcased in every season of Rock Solid Builds, a Canadian home renovation reality television series which centers on home renovations in Newfoundland and Labrador. It's one of the most popular home renovation shows in the country, and today I bring you Randy Spracklin to help share his story. I'm Craig Baird, and this is Canadian History X Biography. Newfound Builds began long before Randy ever picked up a hammer. The business began with Randy's grandfather, who focused on doing odd jobs and small repairs around Bridges, a small fishing community located in Conception Bay. Randy's father, Scott Spracklin, then followed in his dad and uncle's footsteps. At 13 years old, he had begun trailing them around and began work on construction sites and on boats. The family did whatever it could to make a living. And over time, construction projects slowly took over, although at the time it was less about building and more about demolition. Scott said, "We were tearing down houses as opposed to fixing them up like brand new." Randy was next in line in the family business, and he began by following his family around job sites. Everyone thought that he was going to follow in his father's footsteps. Instead, after high school, Randy was one of thousands of Newfoundlanders who left the province for Alberta, drawn by employment opportunities in oil-rich places like Fort McMurray. He tried a few different careers while away, but he said the call of island life and the family business was just too strong.
Yeah, being around construction all my life, at first I didn't really want to be into it. Funny enough, I wanted to actually go, be a graphic designer. Then I thought about doing like auto body. I thought about like a few different things, and it was about 2007, I suppose, 2006 when I started to get a little bit more into it. But then 2008, I decided like to jump full steam ahead, and I guess it was one of those things until you got older and really seeing what they were doing and like liking it. And then I just full steam ahead after that.
Randy returned home and was right back into the family business, sort of. As his role with Newfound Builds grew, Randy moved it away from demolition and into custom builds, historical restorations, and major renovations. Business picked up as they became known for high-quality work, and soon the company expanded to 15 employees, many of them family members. Their reputation grew and they became sought-out builders in their area, and then the rest of Newfoundland. And one day, opportunity came knocking. He opened up his email to find a message from Cineflix, the production company responsible for creating long-running shows like Property Brothers and American Pickers. They were looking to start an East Coast home renovation show, and they wanted to speak with Randy. At first, he was skeptical and thought it was a joke. He mulled the email for a bit until he took a chance and responded. He got an email back that confirmed the company was responsible for creating some of TV's most iconic factual brands, and they wanted him. That email turned into a series of Zoom calls as they developed a show, which was followed by the production of a sizzle reel, which is industry speak for short promotional videos that showcase them to generate excitement and sell an idea. From there, they pitched to networks, and HDTV Canada picked them up. Before long, Randy and his team were getting ready for their time in the spotlight. Having a television show was something the family had talked about before, but more as a flight of fancy. But now, it was becoming reality. Production on Rock Solid Builds began in November 2019 and continued through most of 2020. I know this might sound crazy, because during that time the majority of the world was at home and under lockdown because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But that wasn't the case for Rock Solid Builds. Newfoundland had low rates of COVID-19 infections at the time the series was being filmed. Cast and crew also took safety precautions to ensure there were no outbreaks. Delays were on account of supply chain disruptions and the availability of construction supplies. But if anything really impacted production that year, it was Snowmageddon. In January 2020, a historic blizzard hit the Avalon Peninsula, particularly St. John's, with a record-breaking snow and hurricane-force winds. It broke the single-day snowfall record in the Newfoundland capital, as many areas were buried under 93 centimeters of snow on top of the existing snowpack. The wind added to the storm's intensity, creating impassable drifts and burying vehicles. A state of emergency was declared for St. John's and the surrounding communities as people struggled to dig out. It lasted for over a week and caused significant disruptions to daily life on set, as not much could be done except thaw out. In the end, production on Season 1 continued on the unique renovation series, and it premiered on February 18, 2021 on HDTV Canada. Unlike most shows which depict a single complete renovation per episode, Rock Solid Builds features a mix of major projects whose ongoing process is followed across multiple episodes, and smaller projects which are given a portion of a single episode. The series became an instant hit and was the highest rated new show on Canadian specialty cable. The success led to a second season, but with that came more challenges. Now, while COVID-19 didn't impact production much during the first season, it was a different issue a year into the pandemic when supply chains were strained worldwide. But Randy and Newfound Builds managed, and Season 2 premiered in January 2022 to continued success. That achievement was coupled by the fact that TV stardom didn't change the family-run company at all. They continued to go from project to project, helping restore parts of Newfoundland's history. Randy said the only difference now was there was a camera crew in tow.
The only thing really changed, we're more aware of what we're doing. So if the cameras ain't rolling, don't take down the wall, or if you find some rotten, they're not around, like kind of give them a ring so they'll come by. Other than that, it's they're just following us, and we're just doing our work.
And of course, they had to keep the language family friendly most of the time.
Yeah, we gotta watch it a little bit, but that's the beauty thing, that you can edit it out, so makes stuff go smooth when you swear on it, right?
Randy said the show was going strong and they gained quite a large following of Canadian viewers, and popularity came with critical acclaim. In 2023, Rock Solid Builds earned a Canadian Screen Award nomination for Best Lifestyle Series. And one of the things that Randy loves about what he does is that each job is different with its own set of challenges and rewards, and they're all getting caught on tape. This is especially true during a job in Season 4 that involved the renovation of Fairyland Lighthouse. Built in 1870, the Fairyland Lighthouse is a 25-minute hike along a walking trail from the colony of Avalon on the second most easterly point in North America. It stands at 14 meters high and is one of the oldest lighthouses in Canada. It was originally constructed with brick, but was encased in iron in 1892, helping to extend its life well into the 21st century. And the lighthouse is still active, and one of the most famous ones in Newfoundland. Randy said working on it brought with it some unique challenges.
Some material, weather, it was a really complicated project, and then we found a lot more rot, which you'll have to tune in and see the struggles that we had. And I just love to be able to take it from not a lot of people want to touch it, and we were able to finish it and get it done. The lady we're renovating it for, she has picnics there, and been her family for generations, lighthouse keepers. So it's something not only for her, but the town of Fairyland. It's a big part of their community, so to be able to save us. And that's something that we really love. So to be able to go out and preserve that history, it's a great feeling to be able to pass it on to my kids and say we renovated that and kept it there for another 100 years.
As Randy said, Lighthouse Picnics offers visitors a once-in-a-lifetime experience of exquisite food and amazing scenery. Where else can one have waves, whales, all under a centuries-old landmark? It was a well-worth project for Randy, who is becoming an expert in historical restorations where everything must be saved.
We're after getting down where you save the nails, because a lot of them are just forged, and you got to save them, save the wood, and not really take out the whole piece, just remove a little bit of rot. So there is different levels of the restoration, and that's what I love as well.
And structures like the lighthouse are often like pages in storybooks. Randy said with each nail or wall removed, he feels like he's walking through history to connect with builders from centuries ago.
I just love the historical aspect of it, like being able to tear in them old walls and see what the people before us did, and to be able to look at what they did and be able to accomplish is pretty amazing. So I love anything that's old and a head scratcher.
Sometimes Newfound Builds works to not only restore a structure, but give it new life after decades of decay. And that is what Randy did with a bell tower from the early 1900s.
And we were able to bring it back to life, and is actually the oldest bell in Newfoundland. So doing projects like that and able to drive by it and the kids looking at it, and I know they're probably going to show their kids, which is pretty great for us, great for our hometown, and great for Newfoundland and Labrador.
In the TV series Rock Solid Builds, Randy showcases not only the history of Newfoundland, but also the culture and its people. Randy also lets viewers into his personal life as he takes them into his home with his family.
When we were doing season 1, my daughter was not able to walk, and now here she is going around and being the little boss. Bosses around in construction, and same thing with Grady. He was only little, and this year you'll see him like taking a hammer and doing some demo. So it's pretty cool to be able to see how they're growing up, and it's a nice thing that we'll be able to look back on and say, hey, we did that.
You can watch Rock Solid Builds on the Home Network in Canada and stream it online on Stack TV. This episode was written by myself, Craig Baird, and my executive producer, Dila Velasquez. Audio production by Rosalind Kufor and Rob Johnston. If this is your first time listening and you like what you heard, please take a moment and give us a 5-star review. And I love hearing from you. And if you have a show topic you want me to cover, you can email me at craig@canadaehx.com. You can also visit my website as well as my social media. I will include all of those in my show notes. Until next time, I'm Craig Baird, and this was Canadian History X.